Top 5 perfumes that smell like a luxury vacation. Now, of course, when you think about being on vacation, there's a lot of different mindsets, a lot of different places to travel to and visit. But of course, a lot of people think about the tropics. They're thinking about being in a warm climate, maybe away from the cold, a state of relaxation. And no, not all of these fragrances are gonna have coconut in them, because I know inevitably a lot of people think about the note of coconut. In today's video, I'm gonna be letting you know about these 5 perfumes that remind me of a luxury vacation. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these 5 perfumes that smell like a luxury vacation, and hopefully they succeed in transporting you to whatever destination you wish to be at right now, I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So first things first, if you want to get a sample of, I think a lot of these, I'm not sure if they're all going to be available there, but I know you can sample these at scentsplit.com. I'm going to drop all of the information down below. Fantastic service to utilize if you want to sample perfumes. Get yourself a decant. This way you can try it on skin, see how it works with your skin chemistry, your pH levels, and if it ends up being to your satisfaction and your liking, then you can commit to the purchase of a full-size bottle. But first, sample whenever possible. ScentSplit is amazing. I've been using them since like 2014 or something like that. In the number 5 spot, we have Isola Sol by Roja Parfum. So this one, I had to get it as soon as it came out. This has very tropical, beachy vibes, but an elevated experience, right? Like if you're looking for like a suntan lotion scent, I know Estee Lauder has Bronze Goddess, and then you also have Beach Walk by Maison Margiela. This one, This one smells very suave, very sophisticated. It smells very carefree as well. And that is, I think, what puts me in the mindset of a tropical vacation. But yes, there is coconut. There's a lot of really entrancing florals in here as well. This is such a beautiful fragrance that I would recommend time and time again. Of course, there's also Isola Blue, and that one is more of like a very fresh, crisp vetiver and citrus fragrance, more in the vein of like a Terre d'Hermès, and a bit more masculine leaning too, I would argue. But this one completely unisex, and this one, the beauty of the coconut compounded with the florals, Isola Sol, is absolutely amazing. And I know the brand does an amazing job of releasing perfumes pretty frequently, but this is one that I would highly suggest you keep on your radar. Now, the next one is an Ylang Ylang fragrance. Now, when it comes to tropical florals, Ylang Ylang is the first one that comes to mind. Yes, there's also gardenia and there's freesia. You know, people can make a convincing argument for a lot of different floral ingredients, but Ylang Ylang inevitably is one that as soon as I think about, oh, that and frangipani, excuse me, I almost forgot frangipani, but Ylang Ylang, beautiful. And this one has a lot of citrus. I think there's lemon, there's bergamot, there's a bit of rosemary in this fragrance as well, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think it's the rosemary that creates like this aromatic tendency that works really well and in such harmony with the Ylang Ylang and the citrus. And this one by Tiziana Terenzi is called Poggia. Can't go wrong with this one. Much easier to wear than Atlantide, even though I think that's such a beautiful, starchy, slightly powdery tuberose perfume. And then of course there's also Orza from the same collection, which is a bit more fruity leaning. But of course, if you're looking for something that is a nice balance of citrus and florals, Poggia I think is incredible. Speaking of florals, now this perfume is going to be quite strong. So I don't think this one is going to be for everybody. But again, if we're looking for perfumes that remind you of like a lavish, expensive luxury vacation, I think this one with the natural quality of the floral ingredients. And once again, this is an Ylang Ylang perfume, and this one is Ylang 49 by Le Labo. It's not the only floral ingredient. As a matter of fact, it's a very complex aroma, hence the 49 in the name. There are 49 ingredients in this fragrance, with Ylang Ylang being the most concentrated one. So this one inevitably, yeah, and this one is very, very strong. Please be mindful of this one. If you're applying this on skin, you don't really need to do more than 3 or 4 sprays. This one is going to get you 10 to 12 hours longevity. Not as diffusive as some other offerings from the brand like Bergamot 22, and I think it's Neroli 36. A lot of the more citrus driven compositions are very diffusive, but this one is going to give you stellar longevity. In the number 2 spot, and I had to mention this one, so this is a creamy pineapple fragrance. Yes, it also has hints of coconut in here as well. And this one is from the brand Lumari, and it's called Porthole. This has been such a hyped fragrance, and for very good reason. I think it has so much going for it. This is a very easygoing, laid back, relaxed type of a DNA. And again, I think it's the inclusion of the pineapple in addition to the coconut. It doesn't remind me of being on a ship. I know the name is Porthole. It doesn't really remind me of being on a ship per se, but it does remind me of getting off the ship, maybe sitting in a hammock or sitting in a beach chair and just having a tropical beverage. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance from the brand Lumari Porthole. And I think it might have been a couple years ago when it first came out, it was so hyped and people were loving this one. Everybody was talking about it, and people still talk about it to this day, but inevitably brands come out with new releases and other perfumes are in the proverbial spotlight, but this is one that is absolutely exquisite. In the number 1 spot, there's just something about this fragrance. I know it can be compared to Isola Sol, but this next one has longevity with regard to how long it's been around. And there have been a number of flankers, if I'm remembering correctly, released of this one. I know there's been a lighter one with O in the designation, but this one is floral. It is coconut driven. It has this clean, musky personality about it too. And it comes from a very high-end designer brand. It's gonna be one of the more accessible ones on this list. I know for a lot of these, like the Le Labo, you have to go to the boutique or purchase it online. And I know this one is even harder to find, and the Tiziana Terenzi is incredibly expensive, as is the Roja Parfum. But this one is more on the accessible side of things. Look around online. And again, like I said before, get a sample from ScentSplit. If you haven't tried this one, I would highly advise you do so, just because without the sample, you easily spend a few $100s, you don't like it, you're going to be quite disenchanted. And I don't want that happening to anybody. This one by Tom Ford, you might already know what it is. Not Neroli Portofino or Mandarino di Amalfi or even Costa Azzurra. And I curated this list with the ladies in mind. This one is Soleil Blanc. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Soleil Blanc, white sun, right? This is such a beautiful, wow. It's playful, it's relaxed, it's very self-assured as well. Like, I imagine a very confident woman pulling this one off. I love this one. Please try it if you haven't done so. Or next time you're in a major department store that carries Tom Ford perfumes, ask for this one. It's one of their more popular ones, so chances are they're gonna have it. Thank you so much for watching. Top 5 perfumes that remind me of a luxury vacation. What are some fragrances that you wear when you want to be reminded of being on vacation? I would love to hear from you. Drop your comment down below. And also, once again, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean the world to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.